It's a top-notch Tuesday on Morning Drive where we're taking you inside Camp Koepka, an in-depth look at the team behind our newly minted major champion and their strategies that helped him get to the top of the U.S. Open leaderboard. Then we bring in the good doctor to discuss something that is part of the aging process but can be turned around. We're going to tackle the topic of low T, how to manage testosterone, and what it can do to your game over time. Plus, with all of us wanting to play and even look like the pros, should we match our gym mantras to theirs? A debate on whether lifting is a good or bad thing if you desire a long-term relationship with golf. All that and much more is on deck. So grab your clubs as Morning Drive tees off now.
Hey, good morning. Welcome into Morning Drive Tuesday, June the 20th, the year 2017. This is Studio AP, Damon Ack alongside Carr Robinson. Carr, good morning. What's the latest?
Yeah, good morning, Damon. Well, 3 weeks removed from Tiger Woods being charged with driving under the influence after being found asleep at the wheel in South Florida, the 14-time major champion released this statement on Twitter last night. He said, quote, "I'm currently receiving professional help to manage my medications and the ways that I deal with back pain and sleep disorder. I want to thank everyone for the amazing outpouring of support and understanding, especially the fans and players on tour." Well, ESPN's golf writer Bob Harrig then reached out to Tiger's longtime agent Mark Steinberg, who said in part, quote, "Tiger has been dealing with so much pain physically, and that leads to insomnia and sleep issues. This has been going on for a long time. It is such a complicated state, such a complicated situation if you're in that much pain for so many years. Tiger has been trying to figure out how to live a life and actually have a life. He is where he is right now, and I'm glad he is taking responsibility." Well, we all wish Tiger the very best in his recovery, Damon.
Well, Carr, from one of the best in golf to one of the best in football, J.J. Watt of the Houston Texans, a 3-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Well, he played Aaron Hills yesterday, and I tell you what, at least it was a good bonding experience. He was the lone man in his group with a smooth 117. That's actually 30 shots better than his own prediction, but still 45 shots over par. Perhaps we'll take some pointers, Carr, from Brooks Koepka next time. Look at those scores. Poor JJ did not make a single par. But speaking of the U.S. Open champion, what is the future for him and his golf equipment? Lots of speculation. We send it over to Matt Adams.
Damon, thanks. Yeah, it is one of the most stunning realities in the world of big business that our tour players and their endorsement contracts, that Brooks Koepka, a former member of the Nike golf equipment stable who became a free agent last summer when Nike exited the hard goods business, he is without a major equipment endorsement contract. Brooks now, he's an independent guy, and his U.S. Open winning bag reflects his diversity. First of all, he's playing a 2016 version of the TaylorMade M2 driver at 9.5 degrees. His 3-wood is a 2017 TaylorMade M2. His irons, he has a Nike Vaporfly Pro 3 iron, his 4-through pitching wedge, Mizuno's JPX 900 Tours, and his wedges in lofts of 52, 56, and 60 are Titleist Vokey wedges, his putter, a Scotty Cameron Newport 2 Tour model, and his golf ball, a Titleist Pro V1X. This is a combination that, of course, saw Brooks finish first at the U.S. Open, and he hit 80% of his fairways and greens in regulation. Since such records have been kept in 1981, that is the best ever. In fact, his driving accuracy tops all time at 87.5%, and he tied for the most greens in regulation by a U.S. Open champion at 86.1% with Rory McIlroy from Congressional in 2011. At 16 under par, he also tied McIlroy for the best score in relation to par in U.S. Open history. What does all this mean? From an endorsement perspective, it could be a case of perfect timing. Potential has value in endorsement contracts, certainly, but holding off on inking any deals until after that potential has been realized in the form of a major championship is quite remarkable. The general market value for a first-time major champion is about $2.5 million, slightly higher than Brooks won for his efforts on Sunday. However, when you add in the Dustin Johnson-like distance off the tee, the rugged good looks, the powerful frame, and the strong sense that this was not just a good week, but the start of delivering on all of that promise, and there is much, much more to come. Now for more on the U.S. Open champion, let's say good morning to Travis Fulton.
All right, good stuff, Matt. And that's the equipment. But what about the team, Team Koepka, that makes those 14 clubs operate for 72 holes? And of course, there Aaron Hills, the U.S. Open champion. And he's got a team like so many on the PGA Tour. It's become very specialized now. All these individuals working on particular parts of the game to get Brooks Koepka to perform. So who are these guys? We're going to break them down throughout the show. Claude Harmon III, you heard from him yesterday. He's the full swing coach for Brooks Koepka. What are they working on? Pete Cowan, the legendary Pete Cowan. He works on Brooks' short game. Up-and-comer young teacher Jeff Pierce works specifically just on the flat stick. And then, of course, what about the fitness side? Brooks, of course, very much the modern day golfer, the athlete, former baseball, football player. Joey D works with him on the fitness side. I'm going to show you what each one of these individuals work on with Brooks to get him to perform at a high level. Lauren, what do you got?
Thank you so much, Travis. Well, this week in Cromwell, Connecticut, the field, including Jason Day, Rory McIlroy, and Jordan Spieth. They're all part of the 66th Travelers Championship field. So to get us ready for all of the action, joining us live from TPC River Highlands is our own Chantel McCabe. Good morning, Chantel. How you doing?
Good morning, LT. It's a little cloudy right now, but things are going to clear up, and we're going to have a nice Tuesday afternoon here at the Travelers Championship.
We're ready for it. We're also ready to see that field in competition. We just mentioned Jason Day, Jordan Spieth, and Rory McIlroy. Give us an idea of just how stout the competition could be when you're looking at the lineup.
Well, T, I know you were watching that exciting finish in Erin Hills, Wisconsin on Sunday. We're going to have another exciting week here at TPC River Highlands. When you talk about star power, this field definitely has it. Rory McIlroy, world number 3, will be making his first start here in Cromwell, Connecticut. Jason Day, world number 4, clearly likes playing here. He had a tied for 18th finish and a tied for 27th finish, excuse me. 4 of the top 15 in the world are playing this week. And Jordan Spieth, another first-timer here at the Travelers Championship. And then Justin Thomas, those pink pants, we love those on Saturday with his historic round of 63 at the U.S. Open. He has played in this tournament 3 times, and his best finish was tied for 3rd last year.
Excellent. We're going to have more on Justin Thomas later on today on the show. But Chantel, there to back up what was history being made last year in that final round was Jim Furyk, Mr. 58 himself. So guessing that performance kind of ups the expectations this go round for him.
Oh, that's absolutely right. You can't talk about Mr. 58 Jim Furyk without talking about the Travelers Championship now. He finished tied for 5th after he made that 58. He made the cut on the number last year, 12 under par here at TPC River Highlands. The first player to card 2 rounds under 60. How did he do it? Well, he hit all 18 greens. But earlier in the week, he worked with his father, who he uses as his coach from time to time, and he said he was just not feeling his swing. It felt like his upper and lower body were not in sync. He said he was feeling longer than usual in his backswing, so he cleaned that up to put together that historic 58, and now is in the World Hall of Fame because of it. So some good memories right here in Cromwell, Connecticut for Jim Furyk.
Incredible how they make those adjustments. All right, so it's a unique tour stop. We know that, a fun one for the fans and the players. You're quite familiar with the happenings this week. What are some of the special events at the Travelers Championship?
Oh, yeah. Well, this is not just a great field. This is a great tournament, and players love coming here because of that exciting atmosphere. It's going to be Women's Day on Thursday, where a lot of executives in the area get together and integrate golf with business. Of course, we all know how great that can be for business relationships. They're going to drive that point home. And actually, for the ladies, the famous designer Tory Burch is going to be speaking at that event. Also, the 15.5-hole challenge is taking place today. I will be trying to take part in it. I'm not going to make any promises, but it's a 40-foot floating green in the shape of the Travelers' red iconic umbrella. And whoever is closest to the win gets $10,000 for their charity of choice. No promises on my end that I'm going to be able to even hit the umbrella, but I'm going to do my darn best. And then tomorrow, Matt Janella and I are going to be taking place in the Celebrity Mini Golf Tournament. There's going to be a lot of Yukon coaches that are going to be participating. Also, 2-time World Series champ Tim Wakefield, who we know loves golf, and also 2-time Stanley Cup champion Nick Bonino will be participating. And the top 2 teams to finish are going to be earning $2,500 for their charity of choice. So a lot of exciting things happening this week. It's Travelers Championship week, and it's going to be a good one.
Good stuff from Chantel. We'll be back with you later on. Good luck at that 15.5 hole challenge. It's tough. Think optimistically.
I need it.
All right,
we'll
for
see
now,
you later,
though,
LT.
let's get you over there to Cara Robinson and Paige McKenzie.
All right, well, let's check in what is happening on the LPGA Tour, where Lydia Ko is preparing to defend the Walmart NW Arkansas Championship at Pinnacle Country Club. The now world number 2 is still searching for her first win this year at what is the second of 3 official events to be contested over 54 holes on the LPGA Tour this season. As we do indeed, welcoming our LPGA member, Paige McKenzie. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
It's always nice to speak about Lydia. She's in a different position. She had been world number 1 for a long time, but Eriju Tanigan is in that position currently. She enters this week in a very different position to the way she did last year, right?
That is correct. She had 2 wins under her belt going into this event. This was her 3rd win of the season in 2016. In 2017, it's been a different story, has yet to notch that first win. And I think a lot of it came from the changes she's made in her camp and her swing. But one of the things I do want to point out is the swing changes she has been making seem to be paying off. Her ball striking is better, driving accuracy, distance, and greens in regulation better in 2017 than 16.
That's interesting.
So then you have to look to the putting, which she was the #1 putter on the LPGA Tour last season. And what she said at the beginning of the year is she got rid of this left-hand low. She used to use left-hand low on her shorter putts. It just started to feel uncomfortable to her. So she stopped using that all of 2017. And then in addition to that, she's gone through several putters. She's now on her 4th putter of the season, which she put in her bag at A&A Inspiration. And that has made all of the difference in the world. We're actually starting to see Lydia Ko of old with this new putter.
Okay, so that's the one she's put in the bag since A&A, the first major of the year, and she's now got the more conventional grip.
Correct, and all her putts. She used to switch from conventional grip to left-hand low, and if you do take a look exactly what I'm talking about, she changed at the A&A Inspiration. You can see the first 5 events of the season, her putting stroke average, nearly 30 putts around, and now 27.77 in her last 5 recorded stroke play events, and that is actually a better than her season average in 2016, where she was, like I mentioned, #1 in both putting average and putts per green regulation.
And it was also a 4-win season, so good to see her improve so much on the greens. That is interesting. Thank you. We have got plenty more to get into today. We're going to be digging into a bit of Solheim Cup fever. Paige McKenzie is going to be making some picks for us a bit later, so don't go anywhere. But for now, Damon, it is back to you.
All right, Cara, happening now. Open champion and world number 7 Henrik Stenson, the defender at the BMW International Open in Munich, Germany, where he won by 3 shots last year. Look at him kissing that trophy. Stenson missed the cut at Erin Hills, will be joined by 12 other players who competed in the U.S. Open. And the sentimental favorite at Erin Hills, Wisconsin's Steve Stricker, makes the short drive to Madison to host and play in the American Family Insurance Championship on PGA Tour champion. Stricker finished tied for 16th at Erin Hills. We send it over to LT.
Thank you, Damon. Yeah, he was certainly a crowd favorite in his home state. All right, looking at the tee sheet, still ahead. You probably heard the saying, it takes a village when it comes to raising kids, but the same can be said for some of the top players in the game, including our U.S. Open winner. So we're going to bring you inside the entourage backing Brooks Koepka, the coaching, and the advice that brought him to the breakthrough victory that played out over the weekend. Now, something that started over the weekend was the 50th edition of the PGA Professional Championship. And Michael Breed of the Golf Fix, he's there in Sun River, Oregon, and on the range with a man just a shot off the pace. He's going to be opening up on a tendency he fights, how it affects his swing path, and how he successfully avoids this no-no on the course. Things you can learn about your own game. But now to yesterday, and it was a big one in the countdown to Des Moines, Iowa, as we're fast approaching the 2017 Solheim Cup. And Paige McKenzie, she's going to break down the defending champions team standings this hour, then the Europeans the next, and will be making her choice captain's picks if she were in Julie Inkster and Annika Sorenstam's shoes. So a lot to look forward to today. We're all ready for it all in Studio AP. We hope you stick with us.
Who are you picking? Well, don't tell us yet who you're picking.
Solheim Cup?
Yeah.
Both US and Europe.
Weezy's making that team.
Different. 2 and 4 picks. Different.